Good tidings, fair listeners, readers, and viewers. We go back to a classic, Robin Hood. You can find Robin Hood stories dating back to the 13th century. It's told in ballads and in poetry and retold and retold. I have a couple versions here for you to look at today. I chose this one because of the illustrations and the type of background that it gives. They used acrylic, painted watercolor, pen and ink, and then combined them to make a wonderful illustration, such as this is what Robin Hood is imagined to look like, that he had a hood to cover his identity. I just love how they put that all together. He was a rebel and got into some trouble with the royalty. And as the story goes on with Robin Hood, in whatever book you're looking at, or a classic like this, he is an outlaw. He lives in Sherwood Forest and has a problem with the King of England. In this book, it is part of a classics collection. It has a table of contents, as most of them do. The illustrations here are more in pencil and drawing on paper. If you were to read the entire Robin Hood book, it might be a little bit much for you. So this is a series called Classic Starts. And not only do they have Robin Hood, but if you're interested in having your kids read Classic Starts has a bunch of other books like 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Call the Wild, Frankenstein, that would be as overwhelming if you wanted to read a classic book. Which brings me to my favorite version of Robin Hood. The theme of all these stories from the 13th century to now is the plight of the common people against the ruling elite, social justice and rebellion against authority. That might have some connotations for today and coming up on April 15th, things like that. So the original person they relate the story to is Howard Pyle, and it's been told and told and told and told over and abridged. And in 1973, Disney decided to make a movie of it. The music was written and directed by Roger Miller and John Mercer. Maybe your grandparents will remember some of those names. And they got some incredible voice actors. This book was somehow given to my family, and my mother was pregnant and on bed rest, and for the entire month of June and July, my brother and I read this book over and over. I can't even remember if we saw the movie or not, but it is in my memory as one of my favorite books in the whole wide world. In the book, which you can see is very well loved, we meet Prince John, who has taken over the kingdom of his brother, King Richard the Lionheart, who's on a crusade. This picture right here of Sir Hiss, his advisor, has become a meme because the snake has his arms folded, and snakes don't have arms. So you might have seen that meme somewhere. So you can see the cartooniness that Disney has. And one of the other pictures is the king has been robbed, and his sheriff and Sir Hiss, and he's very angry. He has all these piles of money, but it's never enough for him. And Robin Hood always seems to get in the wrong place for Prince John, and he is in love with Maid Marian, who is held captive in the castle of Prince John. So that we have our little bit of a love story in there. And the king decides to hold a big, huge festival for the best archer because he knows Robin Hood will not be able to stay away. So Robin Hood is going to come to this, and they think they're going to be able to capture him, but he's going to go in disguise as a scarecrow with his friend, Little John, who's not so very little. And they have the contest, and of course he traps Robin Hood and puts him in prison. So He's able to escape. Let me find the next picture. And Robin decides to steal back all the townspeople's money and give it back to them. Wow, you see he's still sucking his thumb. And my favorite part was that there was a map. So while my mom would read, then I would look at the back page of the map and figure out where Robin Hood was. I've seen the movie since. It's very funny. The music is delightful. The character voice acting, just really fun for the whole family to watch. So maybe April 15th, Tax Day, you would like to watch Robin Hood. You know, Mrs. S doesn't often promote books that are from movies, but this one is worth it. So, fare thee well.